right, this is Shannon.
And Joy.
And welcome to Matte, Satin, and Shimmer, Inside the World of Beauty, episode number 2.
Yay!
It's always a good thing, right? Okay, today we're going to be talking about some of our favorite products. And Joy, what are you going to talk about?
I want to talk about my favorite lower priced items, drugstore type items for complexion and skincare.
Perfect. All right.
So for those of you on a budget, these will be things that you'll want to get a pen and paper, pencil, notepad on your phone, whatever you would like to write it down with, and write it down.
You got it. All right. Do you want to go first?
Okay. We'll maybe switch off. I'll do one, you do one.
I like it.
Rock on. This is a high five you're hearing. Okay. So first thing, I want to talk about a few new things that came out. So the first one is L'Oreal has a new 24-hour wear foundation, and it's matte. So for those of you with dry skin, do not recommend it. Combination oily skin only. It's amazing. You should know that the names of the colors and the shade range is a little deceptive. I would generally be the second or third color out of, let's say, 10 or 12, which I think they have 12 colors. Pretty decent shade range. And looking at the third color and looking at the name, I thought Sand Beige, I believe, was the name. I thought, yeah, that sounds like me. But turns out it is quite warm and much too dark for me. So especially because it's winter, it's February in Ohio and it's so gray and we need sunshine. But anyhow, shade number 103 was the first one I tried, way too dark. Now I have 102, which is Shell Ivory or Shell Beige or something. I would never want anything with pink. And when you hear the word shell, you definitely think pink, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And there's no pink in it. You look at it and you go, it does look a little pink. And I don't know if it's power suggestion because of the name. It is not shell undertoned. So for those of you who have a yellow undertone and like yellow undertones, I'm a big purveyor of anything yellow undertone. Even if your skin is pink, almost always you want to neutralize the pink. So very rarely do I do anything with pink undertone, very occasionally. So this is my personal aesthetic, just so you know. I like the shell. So that's my first item. Yay!
Oh, perfect. All right, I like hearing this stuff about makeup. All right, so my first favorite, I would say, is we'll go with hairspray. Everybody always asks me, what's my favorite hairspray? And
I've heard it. I've heard many people ask you.
So something I've used for about 17 years, and I go back to it continuously because it just outperforms every other item I've tried, is the Kenra brand hairspray, and it's the number 25. They range from basically 1 to 25, let's say, 25 being the strongest hold. And then they have a 9 and an 18, which are, of course, a lesser hold, different smell, all of that. But
the 9 is the one that smells like cotton candy that everybody's obsessed with.
Yes, it does.
And I love that one, but it's definitely a very light hold.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's one of my favorites also, but, just for like kind of lasting hold, and what I use at home is the 25. It smells great. You can layer it for a better hold.
It's not super crunchy too, so I like that.
Yeah, and it doesn't give you that artificial shine that some hairsprays give you, which is nice.
And it dries quickly, I think was one of the other things.
Yeah, it dries quickly.
So, and it smells good. I think all the Kenra products smell really nice.
Yeah, they do. And it's perfect for adding texture to your hair, even if you don't want it for hold. I mean, just to kind of even get rid of the static, like on a winter day, or just to kind of give your hair some life.
Yeah.
You can spray it on a brush and brush it through your hair, or spray it on your hair, then brush through your hair. There's a lot of different ways you can use it. So yeah, that's my favorite. That's one of my
very good tips. Yeah. Like it. All right. Another one in the newer category is the Maybelline Master Concealer. Again, I feel like the colors could be a little bit off and confusing. I think this runs $8 or $9. It's in a tube style, so it's sort of a liquid. You have to squeeze it out of the tube. You have to be a little careful because you can get quite a bit out from one little squeeze. But what I love about this, not only does it conceal really well, the undertones are really nice for getting rid of dark circles, but they also can still work for covering up blemishes and that kind of thing. Also, you can layer it without it getting too creasy. And my biggest concern is not just that I have dark circles, but that I have deep creases under my eyes. It's just the shape of my eyes. So as soon as you put concealer in there, and I've heard this from so many people, and I see it when I put on concealers, everything creases up. So you get the coverage, but then you get all these little crinkly lines filled with concealer. There's hardly a way around it, but what I found, especially at this price point of $8 or $9 for a tube, and of course you can get a coupon, with the Maybelline Master Conceal, a couple light layers, you get great coverage, and it actually dries down matte. Hardly ever do you get something that dries down. And this was designed by a makeup artist. Everything that you see from Maybelline now, I think there's a few primers, the concealer, and maybe foundations that all have this master something on them, and those were all designed by a makeup artist. So they truly get what people are looking for, and it's not just mass production, even though it is Maybelline. It's almost like you're getting it from a brand like Smashbox. So for one tube, it's probably going to last you 6 months to a year, depending on how much you use. I am the light medium in that. I think it runs a little bit lighter than some. The light medium is absolutely perfect for me. I've heard a lot of people that would normally get the light think it's too light. And I would oftentimes get the light. There is a fair, a light, light medium, medium, tan to medium dark, something like that. There's at least 2 or 3 colors after my light medium that I use. And they're darker than, probably 1 shade darker. So again, just like the L'Oreal foundation that I talked about too. So that's my concealer pick of the day.
I love this. I love this. Is helpful. All right, so my second pick for favorites is the Redken Smooth Lock Heat Glide. And this is an oil-based product that you use to protect your hair from the flat iron, the curling iron.
So heat protectant, thermal.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So how do you apply it? What is it?
Okay, so it comes in a pump, and I will usually use, I have long hair, probably about to my bra strap, and I use probably 3 pumps, and then you emulsify it in your hands and rub it through dry hair, right before you would flat iron or anything like that.
So already dried hair.
Already dried. Just, I mean, right after you blow dry it, I blow dry my hair until it is completely dry, and then even a little bit longer, and it's gonna, if you do that, it's gonna hold the style longer, and it's going to resist the humidity as well. And so this product is also good for helping to resist humidity. Yeah, so I love it. It's
Yay.
perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about just a couple skincare items that you can find at the drugstore. And if you don't want to spend $150 on face creams and such, these are some good options for you. I have been trying to avoid sulfates and parabens in products. There's a lot of controversy about it, and probably in this podcast we won't get into the ingredients and the natural stuff and the controversy. But I do try to avoid it, not always, but if I can avoid it, why not? Neutrogena Naturals has a really nice line that is sulfate and paraben free, and usually about $7 to $9 for any of the products. So I like the face wash, the face scrub, and the moisturizer from that line. The moisturizer is really emollient. I tend to have normal to dry skin this time of year, and it's really lightweight, but you can tell that there's some natural oils in it, which I think is really important. And then the face wash is just nice and lightweight. I can use that for clients too who need to wash their face when I do production shoots. Really effective, lightweight, no sulfates. And then the scrub I actually don't use for my face because I don't like using scrubs on my face.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get into that at another time, but I use it as a body scrub. And one of the things that I've been hooked on for probably 15 years is a face scrub to get rid of deodorant residue.
Oh, yeah.
I can't stand scrubbing that area and getting like the weird deodorant residue left over.
Yeah.
So before I shave, I take a little bit of the Neutrogena Naturals and put it underneath my arms and then shave with it.
Oh, that's clever. I like it.
So it has a little bit of emolliency to it, and just a little bit of the grit to get rid of the deodorant residue, because I think that's gross.
Yeah.
So that's my first recommendation for skincare that you can find at the drugstore. And those are offered everywhere. Like you can find that at not just drugstores, but also like grocery stores and stuff.
Right on. Okay, that's good. All right, so then my next favorite is going to be the Redken Guts, and that for root lifting, and the Big Sexy Hair Root Lifter. Both are really good. I would say they're pretty comparable as far as results. And this is something that you'll use after you shampoo on wet hair. So you would just kind of like part your hair in small sections and spray sort of at the root and out maybe 2 to 3 inches. And then I usually part my hair in, say, 2-inch sections. And so I would apply that maybe like 8 to 10 times throughout my whole head. And then just rub it in.
So specific, Shannon. I wouldn't know this at all. I'm like, wait, where do you put it for how long, how much? I don't know
I'm
this
learning
stuff.
from you. You're
Yes,
learning from me.
this is great.
This is good. Yeah, and it's really good stuff. It's great for texture and all of that. And then, you know, I probably wash my hair once, maybe twice a week. And this lasts, you know, all of that time.
I'm the same way. Like every 5 days probably for my hair washing. But you have sort of similar hair, I think. Very thick and a little bit of texture and natural wave to it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Pretty dry. And
yeah.
I color my hair now too, and it is very unhappy with me. So I can't wash it very often. And today was a hair washing day, which is why I was late to meet Shannon. I feel
Me
so
too.
bad.
It was a hair washing day for me too.
You came with pretty hair today. You can't even see.
That's awesome.
Anything else you want to say about, you said Revlon Guts, right?
No, I'm sorry. It's the Redken Guts and then Big Sexy Hair Root Lifter. They're both great.
2 things.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to talk about a brand that is only in Walgreens and the high-end Walgreens. Some regular Walgreens carry it too. And I heard about this originally from a skincare blogger named Caroline Hirons. She's very known in the skincare community apparently, and she's a British woman, and it was widely available in the UK, and then it finally came over in the last year, and now I can't remember what the name of the brand is. I'll look it up after Shannon starts the next one. But the products that I like from the brand are called Hydroluron, and Hydroluron is a serum that is only going to put moisture into your skin. It is purely for moisture. It doesn't feel like a moisturizer though. It feels like a serum. Now what this is and it sounds crazy, it's hyaluronic acid. If you've never heard of hyaluronic acid, it's in almost everything that is going to help you retain moisture to your skin. And it's what we produce in our skin to retain moisture. So little fine lines are going to be more plumped up if you're more hydrated, and that's the hyaluronic acid that's naturally occurring or that we're putting on our skin. So it's usually pretty low in the ingredients list for things. With the Hydroluron, it's one of the main ingredients, and it's just going to give your skin a great drink of water. You would do this before moisturizer. So it really is your serum. It's not super anti-aging as far as like ingredients that are going to, you know, cut out wrinkles or like reverse things. But what it does do is it's going to give you plumped up skin. So hello, yes
Very
please,
cool.
thank you. And it's not going to break you out because it's only stuff that's naturally occurring in your skin. So that's the Hydroluron. And then the other thing I love from them is iSilix. So this is one word, iSilix, S-I-L-I-X. And this is an eye cream that's really lightweight. And what it's going to do is it's going to help your little fine lines plump up over time. You'll get some immediate payoff, but then I think it's like 6 to 8 weeks, you're getting more and more of that plumped upness. And these are $20, $25 a piece, and you can definitely get them for like, you know, 20% or 40% off if you get them at the right times. And I know I ended up buying Hydroluron because it was on a 40% off sale at Walgreens. So this is the only place that I can find this brand right now. Oh, I know what the name is, Indeed Laboratories.
Okay.
Everything from this brand is fantastic. It's sort of basic packaging. It almost looks, I don't want to say masculine. It's white packaging with bright lettering. So the hydroluron, I believe, is blue lettering, and the iSilix is like a dark pink lettering. And it's very simplistic, kind of modern, sleek. It does not look like something you would get at a grocery store or a drugstore for $20, $25. It does look like more of like a high-end $100 straight from your dermatologist office kind of product.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So those you definitely want to check out, and it'll be on a shelf in the skincare aisle at Walgreens almost always.
Perfect. Love it. All right. So then a next favorite for me would be the Redken Diamond Oil, which is a newer product that they have. And there's something comparable to that I also love and am currently using is the Moroccan oil, which comes in a light and a normal formula.
So what would you want to use? Like, who wants to use the light and who wants to use the normal?
So the light is going to be for a very fine texture, just sort of like hair that's
Super straight?
Yeah, maybe straight or just doesn't hold a style very well.
So why would they need it then?
Flat.
It seems like those people wouldn't need an oil in their hair usually.
Right. So then you would use this product if you have either over-colored your hair or if you're just coloring and it's dry.
Okay.
In the summertime if you're outside a lot and exposed to the elements. So if your hair is dry, I would say, the light formula for just like a very fine hair. I use the normal, which is a little bit heavier, but I like the shine that it gives my hair. It doesn't make it weighed down.
And is this pure Moroccan oil, or do they have other ingredients in it?
You know what? That is a really good question. I'll have to research that and let you
Do they
know.
list it?
Let's see here.
I'm curious because I do have some straight Moroccan oil that's just pure Moroccan oil that I use to remove my eye makeup.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and I use it sometimes when my hair is extra dry in the shower and I'm shampooing. I'll like add just a little bit of Moroccan oil to help the shampoo kind of hydrate it. It doesn't even give you an ingredient list.
Yes, I found it.
Lots of stuff, or just a few?
You know what? It has about 6 ingredients in it, so it's not pure.
Does it have dimethicone in it? I bet it does.
Let's have a look here. I don't. Yes, it does.
Yep. So that's what I actually enjoy about a lot of those Moroccan oil products, because you think you're getting the slip from the oil, but I think the dimethicone is just coating your hair.
Oh, that's fascinating. Wow, look at this. I'm learning today.
A little bit of an ingredients person.
Yeah. Okay, well, good to know. So, yeah, those products are really good for, like, my hair has been just really dry and just feels very damaged if I don't put some kind of a serum on it. And you can use it when your hair is wet to blow dry your hair faster. Or you can also apply, like, when your hair is dry, maybe, like, on a second day when it's sort of dried out from the pillowcase or whatever that is. But, yeah, that's some pretty good stuff. Yeah.
All right, my next item is my favorite primer for dry skin, or sorry, for oily skin. And this goes for high-end or low-end. Number 7, which is from the Boots brand that you can get at Boots stores in the UK, or here in the States, you can get it at Duane Reade in New York in those areas, or in the rest of the country, I think it's just in Target stores.
So it's Boots as in like B-O-O-T?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Interesting.
So that's one of their main drugstores is Boots in the UK. So over here we have the Boots / number 7, because they sometimes call it number 7, sometimes call it Boots number 7 brand, and they have a matte primer that is fantastic. It's one of the only primers I can find for the skin that doesn't have the dimethicone. So when it comes to the skin, I feel like the silicone is slippery, and it does help fill in pores and stuff, but it can, I don't think it helps maintain your foundation. I feel like stuff kind of slips all around, and it's a little bit slippery that way. So especially on oilier skins, I like something that doesn't have the silicone ingredients or dimethicone ingredient, and it just kind of helps to control the oil, and it almost acts as a powder, but it does smooth out pores a little bit. And it's in a tube, and you just give yourself maybe like a nickel size amount at the very most for your whole face, or you just do it in the T-zone or the areas where you might have a little bit more oil production. So just a little bit goes a long way, and it's really good for controlling oil and just keeping your foundation on all day if you've got oilier skin types. So I use that on my clients a lot. Love it.
Wow, okay, good. Good stuff. All right, so another favorite of mine is the Big Sexy Hair Powder Play, and it's a texturizing powder, texturizing and volumizing. It comes in just a very small package, like a bottle type package where you can sprinkle it on your hair.
I love that stuff.
It
I've
is
never
good.
used that brand, but I've tried it from a couple different brands, and I like
Yeah.
any of the little sprinkly things.
Yeah, I do too, just for adding texture, or, I mean, I use
Root
it.
lifting.
Yeah, on like a humid day when my hair falls flat, I'll use it. And just kind of like part your hair, I would say, in 1 to 2 inch sections and sprinkle it near the root. And then you'll rub it in and just sort of like rub it in and pull it out just a little, just to add for volume. And sometimes I'll even put my hair up in Velcro rollers and then sprinkle it on and hit it with a hairdryer so it kind of blows around and really gets in there. So,
Look at
yeah.
you. That's a great
Yeah.
little tip.
Yep.
I'm going to say my last product, oh, you know what, I'll do a 1-2 punch. 2 more products that I love that you can get at low-end places is the Hard Candy Glamouflage. That's a concealer, mostly just for under eyes. And you can only get that at Walmart or I think maybe hardcandy.com, but I think it's just Walmart or walmart.com. So the Glamouflage packs a major punch. You hardly need any. I mean, the teeniest, tiniest amount. Again, it's in a tube, similar to the Master Conceal from Maybelline that I talked about earlier. It's got way more coverage. And again, you don't need much. A little bit goes a long way. But the problem, I don't like this one quite as much, even though it's got way more coverage, because it doesn't set. The texture that it goes on is the texture it's going to stay. You definitely have to set it with a little bit of powder. That can be aging for the eye area. But man, if you're having a dark circle day where it's just worse than usual, that is the stuff to go for. Nothing brightens your eyes like this does. They have it in light medium, and one darker, I think it's tan. And I have fair skin, and I use the medium.
Oh,
Again, confusing with the coloring. So if you generally get something in a light or a light medium, trust me on this, get the light medium. I think it's $7. You will never use up a tube. I mean, it's impossible. And then the last item I want to talk about is from Garnier. It is a rollerball eye product concealer all in one. And I use this on men when I do photo shoots. I use this on women. It is concealer, it is eye cream, and it's very lightweight. Tap it in, gives you really great brightness, and it's about $12 or $13. Again, you can always get coupons, and it comes in 2 colors. You've got your light and medium, and then you've got your medium tan. Most people are going to fall into the light and medium category. Well worth it. It's something you can pop in your purse and touch up throughout the day if you want. It's great for moms on the go too, because you get your 2-in-1 thing. Nice. So big recommendation for the Garnier Rollerball. They have one without color. Make sure you get the one with the concealer in it. May as well, if you're going to have to roll it on, may as well get a little brightness.
Yeah, I like that. All right, good stuff. So this would be my last recommendation also, but it's going to be a power punch as well. So the first thing, they're both Kenra products, and the first one is a thermal styling spray. And that's something I use a lot on my brides and bridesmaids in any kind of formal styling. You spray it after you part your hair, I would say in 2-inch sections, once again. You spray it on the front and back of that section before you use a curling iron or put it up in hot rollers or whatever it may be. It's more for holding curl, more so than like a flat iron type style. It's going to have more hold. So if you used it for a flat iron, you're going to have stiffer hair. So yeah, that has a really good hold to it and is a really awesome product. And then I also love the Blow Dry Serum from Kenra. And it's just I mean, it cuts your blow dry time in half.
I need this.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it just blew my
For
mind.
that once a week time that I have to blow dry.
I know.
Whether or not I like it, it's 15 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back.
Absolutely. So, like, once again, about 3, little squirts in your hand, and you emulsify it in your hands and run it through your hair while your hair is wet before you blow dry. Yeah, so those are some really great products that I think are pretty good for everybody.
Yeah, so I hope you had a pen and paper or your iPhone notebook out while you were listening to this, and we're writing down a whole bunch of things because that was a wealth of information, and my stuff was pretty inexpensive too.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you so much for listening to this second podcast. We'd love to hear from you, and you can find me at stateofface@gmail.com. Stateofface.com is my website. You can find my Pinterest and Instagram and Twitter at joyheartshearts. And Shannon.
All right, and then my website is shannongoode.com. My last name is Goode. You can find me on Facebook and Pinterest at Good Hair, award-winning on-site hairstyling specialist. I know that's a mouthful. And then Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at Running Hair Girl.
I almost forgot, my Facebook is State of Face Makeup Artistry.
Awesome. All right, and then we'll catch you next time.
Yay! Bye, guys.